One of America's fastest growing city is right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Because of the overall demand here in the valley, I must share with you from experience for the last 30 years what the cost of living is like here in the valley. I know from helping over a few hundred families over the last 8 years that this is something that a lot of you out there are taking into consideration. A lot of you out there are watching my channel from New York, from Texas, from Connecticut to Oregon, and I'm really grateful that you are watching this content. I know personally, because I've helped some of you already, that you are considering moving to the Valley of the Sun. So today, I'm going to share with you the overall cost of living and how much you should budget for every single month before making that move. What's going on, guys? My name is Sergio Argueta. I'm a local realtor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And today, I'm going to elaborate a little bit on what you need to be budgeting for in the Valley of the Sun. So let's talk about the overall cost of living in Phoenix, Arizona. So if I was considering moving somewhere out of state, I know me as a father, one thing that I would look at first is how much is housing wherever it is that I want to live. So here in the Valley of the Sun, we actually just got some recent statistics out that the average price point out here is $430,000. Now, with a $430,000 purchase price, you're probably looking at a 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 15 to 1600 square feet in a pretty decent area. So you want to take into consideration not just Phoenix, but the other cities that we have in the valley. You got Glendale, you got Peoria, you have Buckeye, you have Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, Tempe, just to name a couple places. So this average price of a home is going to vary depending on where you go. Now, if you're not in a position to purchase and you're going to start with the rental route, take this into consideration. The average 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment out here is renting between $1,800 and $1,900 per month. Now, some of these apartment buildings are offering that $1,800 to $1,900 to include utilities, include trash, include some of the internet as well, whereas other buildings are not necessarily including that. The $1,800, $1,900 is just for the rent. And if you're not renting an apartment and you're going to go rent a house, that is increasing a little bit from about $1,900 to $2,000 every single month. And typically, I'd say 9.5 out of 10 times, that $1,900 to $2,000 is only paying for your overall rent. And we all know from owning or renting property in the past that it's not just the rent or the mortgage we have to pay for, right? We have to take care and maintain ourselves every month with monthly utilities. So out here, you have the option to purchase properties with gas or without. It's also going to depend on the city. You have your electric bill as well. You have your city water bill as well, right? So to kind of elaborate a little bit on that, my bill, guys, is absolutely outrageous, but that's because I have 6 children. I have 6 daughters and 1 son at home, plus my wife and I. We have our phone chargers plugged in. We have the blow dryer, the hair straightener plugged in. You got the microwave plugged in, the TV, all of these things that are for us increasing our overall cost. Now, we have a pretty large home as well with a basement. It is far larger than the average 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home. But if you are looking to purchase the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home, I would say it's safe to budget around $200 to $250 every single month for your electricity. Depending on how many people are in your home, maybe $150 every month for water. Again, this is all depending on your use for dishes, shower, etc. Now, if you do purchase a property that does have gas, because you have a gas water heater, you have a gas stove, a gas AC, I would say Southwest Gas is charging somewhere between $60 and $80 per month to maintain that for you. Now, to go a little bit more deep on the utilities, internet, right? Most of us need Wi-Fi. A lot of us are moving here because we have that freedom, simply because a lot of us are still working from home because of the pandemic times, right? So I would say budget between $80 to $160 every single month for internet. We have CenturyLink out here, we have Cox, and we have numerous private internet servers out here as well that you can tap into. So I mentioned I have a large family, right? And we are heavily considering going green when it comes to our vehicle. Whether it be 100% electric or one of the hybrid vehicles that are out there, you must budget for gas prices out here. I remember not too long ago, we were paying $2.90 per gallon, back in 2020, right? But here we are, 2023. I filled up my vehicle yesterday and it cost me $4.54 per gallon to do so. And I would say that's about the average price of gas these days, whether you're going to QT, Circle K, Shell, Chevron, or one of the local mom and pop gas stations out here. Budget for around $4.50 per gallon. And if you're lucky enough to have one of those electric vehicles, we have plenty of Tesla charging stations around here. Or I think there's a new company out right now. I don't know the name, but apparently there's an interchangeable charging port for Teslas and other brand of electronic vehicles. So me personally, having a large family, we really try to limit the amount of times we eat out every single week. Not to mention, my wife is the most amazing cook here in the Valley of the Sun. However, if we are budgeting to go out to eat, whether we want to go to a local taco shop or one of the more fancier places, make sure you're budgeting for the occasion. If you're going to go to your local mom and pop shop, we happen to love birria tacos, local Mexican restaurants. We have to budget between $60 and $80, and that's for about 8 of us, guys. So, $9, $10 per plate. You get a big old dish full of rice, beans, whatever it is that your main course is, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Whereas if we want to go and have a celebration dinner, or it's one of my children's birthday, we'll go to somewhere like Buck and Ryder, we'll go to Maple and Ash, we'll go to a local sushi spot, and we'll also go to a chain occasionally like Yard House here at Westgate. And if you're going to be going to these kind of restaurants on the regular, it can get pretty pricey. I would say that we have to budget somewhere between $150 to $200 every time we go to a fancier restaurant or a nicer environment where we're going to be sitting down, we're getting served, we're getting the whole 9 yards. So make sure you take that into consideration when it comes to eating out. Now, one of our favorite things to do as a family is local bowling alleys here in the Valley. So we actually have some local bowling alleys that have been here for 30, 40 years. They're mom and pop owned. We love to support local. And even some of the bigger chains, AMF, Bolero, just to name a couple of places. We like to take advantage of some of the happy hour pricing that's going on. So typically you can get, a lane at about 50 to 60% off, and then shoes probably about $3 per pair to rent. So for about 2 to 3 hours of fun and bonding and competition with the family guys, we can spend about 60 to 65 bucks, which is not horrible out here for that amount of time. Again, it's a close niche environment, and we get to be close with our children. Now, if you're looking for something a little more entertaining, we do have the casinos out here, right? We always have some kind of event that's popping off here in the Valley. You got the landscaping shows, you got the home and garden shows, you got wedding expos, lowrider car shows, and also big concerts that come to the Valley as well. So for those kind of things, you're probably going to want to budget between $80 and $100 for multiple hours of fun, whether it be a concert, a sports game, or one of those local trade shows. The last thing I'll leave you with, guys, is something that my family and I recently embraced was outdoor camping, right? So we just recently came back from a family trip at the Kaibab Lake campgrounds up in Williams, Arizona. Now, Williams, Arizona is also home to the Grand Canyon, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So I'll tell you a little bit about the camping, right? Because we're talking about cost of living. So up there, it was about $50 for us to rent for 3 days and 2 nights. Obviously, you budget for your equipment and your food and all that, but we had an exceptional time. Typically, it's a little harder for us to all get together as a family. My children's school schedule, their work schedule, they're doing their thing, right? My wife and I are doing our thing. So It was an absolutely wonderful time. For $50 to rent out that space, it was well worth the investment, and I highly encourage you to check out some of the local camping spots out here. Overall, guys, there is plenty to do out here at a not very expensive price point, and I know some of you out there are wanting to know a little bit more about Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually already talking to some of you out there who are looking for their next home or their dream home. But there's still some of you out there that are not fully invested, right? A lot of you guys are watching out there that are not subscribed to my channel. So just do me a favor, click that subscribe button so I can keep you informed of everything that's popping off here in the Valley of the Sun. Turn on that notification bell as well, because I not only drop informative videos, but local home tours of some of the newest homes on the market, whether it be the average price point or whether you're looking for something a little more luxurious. I sprinkle a little bit out for everybody. And hey, if you are ready to make that commitment because of this video or any other video I put out, do me a favor, click the Calendly link below in my description. Let's set up a free 15-minute phone call so we can plan, we can coordinate, we can get you guys in the right position to buy or rent something here in the Valley of the Sun. I've been doing this for over 8 years as far as helping families. I've lived in the Valley for over 30 years of my life, so I have a really good thumb on what's happening here. Just do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.